Hello everybody, this is Heri, back on YouTube, teaching you more Faroese grammar. Before we get started, please take a look at patreon.com/Heri Joensen and join the great people there who make this video production possible and who have my utmost gratitude. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on it, and share it with all your grammar nerd friends. Follow me on Facebook, where I am joensen.heri. Follow me on Instagram, where I am Heri Joensen, and on Twitter, where I am @Heri Joensen. Let's get into the pronouns. Faroese has 6 classes of pronouns. They are personal pronouns, reflexive pronouns, possessive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, and indefinite pronouns. This video will only cover personal pronouns. I hope to get to the other classes of pronouns in later videos. Just so you have an idea of what I am talking about here, let me start by telling you that the English personal pronouns are words like I, me, my, you, your, he, him, his, she, her, it, and its. What they are in Faroese I will get to in a moment. So first, the first person singular. The Faroese word for I is e, and it goes to the 4 cases like e in the nominative, me in the accusative, mer in the dative, and moin in the genitive. Similar to German ich, mich, mir, mein. If you know some German, it will definitely help you understand how this works. Just a quick note, when discussing Faroese grammar, the sequence of the cases is nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. Let me show you 4 simple examples of how this works and why. Eiti Heri, I am called Heri. A very basic and straightforward sentence. At eita, to be called, takes the nominative. Te kalla me Hera, they call me Heri. Kalla, to call, takes the accusative, and the name Heri is a weakly inflected name, Heri in the nominative and Hera in the other 3 cases. Te gaue mer navne, they gave me the name. To give takes the dative, mer. When you are the recipient of the giving, you are always in the dative. Kom til moin, come to me. The preposition til, meaning to, when indicating movement towards, takes the genitive pronoun. In the English personal pronouns, you also see the very last remains of the all but vanished grammatical case in English. I in the nominative and me in the accusative. As for the Faroese cases, this will work the same no matter which person or number you are in, so you can extrapolate this to all the following. Then the first person plural. The Faroese word for we is vit, and it goes like vit, okkon, okkon, okkara. The second person singular, the word for you is tu, and it goes like tu, te, ter, tuin. And the plural is tit, goes like tit, tikkun, tikkun, tikkara. It appears here that the dative has taken over the accusative, so all the accusative final m's are pronounced n as well. The vit and tit forms come from the Old Norse dual, actually. The Old Norse plural was ver in the first person and ther in the second person. You still find these Old Norse forms used in some Faroese ballads, as in the opening line of the ballad Ormre Lanche, Vilje ter høyra kveje moit, will you, in the plural, hear my ballad. If you were to say vid in Old Norse, you would mean we two only, and thit or it would only refer to the two of you. Anyway, this is a digression. I won't get too much into etymology here, even though I find it a deeply fascinating subject. The Old Norse plural did leave one word in modern Faroese, and it is the now second person singular polite form tion. It comes from udr, the Old Norse dative of ther. It goes quite simply like tion, 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 tiara. It appears the dative form took over nominative and accusative here, so all the final m's are pronounced n as usual. There is some argument to say that it should have been written with ed instead of g, since it comes from Old Norse udr, but it is nonetheless written with a g in modern Faroese. Furthermore, it seems medieval speakers of Faroese preferred their second person pronouns to all start with a t, probably an assimilation to the initial t of tu and tit. The polite second person pronoun takes a plural verb but a singular adjective. Let me show you a verb. Ad vera, to be, in the infinitive. In the second person singular present, tu ert, you are. Second person plural present, tit ero, you are. And the adjective svankur, meaning hungry, in the masculine singular. The masculine plural would be svancher. I can see the light leaving your eyes as you realize that all adjectives in Faroese are inflected in gender, case and number as well. Yes, we'll get to that in 1,000 videos or so. So you would say in the polite form, Ero tion svankur, are you hungry? Are in the plural ero and not in the singular and svankur in the singular and not in the plural svankir. A bit strange, this non-corresponding number, but that's just how Faroese works sometimes. Deal with it, bitches. In modern Faroese, this polite form is only found in the second person singular. It inflects in case, but not in gender. Tion is very rarely heard in modern Faroese. I used it sometimes, but not always when I was younger to address elder people that I didn't know personally. On to the third person, masculine singular. The word for he is han, and it goes like han, honon, hansara. The third person plural masculine you is tair, goes like tair, taimon, taira. The word for she is hon, hana, henne, hennara. Plural is ter, taimon, taira. The Faroese word for it is te, and it goes like te, tui, tes. Plural is te, taimon, taira. All the plural forms here correspond to they in English. There is no gender inflection in the English personal pronoun in the plural. There is more gender in Faroese pronouns, as you may have noticed. There are 3 words for they, depending on if the subject is masculine, feminine, or neuter. You see, the plural dative and genitive here are all the same, just the nominatives and accusatives differ. A mixed group of men and women will be addressed as neuter as well. Most verbs in Faroese require a nominative subject and an accusative object, as in, for example, at sucha, to see. E suche te, I see you, e in the nominative and te in the accusative. Tu sast me, you see me, tu in the nominative and me in the accusative. The subject goes in the nominative and the object goes in the accusative, as a basic rule. However, quite a few verbs still require a dative object rather than an accusative object. Examples are ad voisa, to show, in the imperative vois mer sanchen, show me the song, me in dative mer, and the song in accusative sanchen. If you put me in the accusative vois me, show me, then you are asking to be put on display by the person you are talking to. Somewhat unusual and constructed, but grammatically valid nonetheless. Ad lena, to borrow, lena mer öxena, borrow me the axe. You could say lena me, borrow me, in the accusative, but that would mean borrow me to someone. Again, a very constructed and unusual sentence, but just to demonstrate that the case carries real meaning. The reason for the subject going to the dative is that the action undertaken by the subject is not active but passive. When I am being shown a song, I don't need to do anything but sit there and perceive it, so I go in the dative. When I am being borrowed something, all I have to do is receive it, someone else does the borrowing, so also for such an action I will be in the dative. There are not so few verbs who behave like this. There are some dialects of Faroese that do this slightly differently, but this definitely covers the main dialects, and the speakers of the other dialects will definitely be familiar with these forms. There are no real language barriers between the Faroese dialects, and it is safe to assume that everyone is familiar with the main area dialects. The differences really aren't that great. That's enough grammar for now. I hope to cover the remaining pronouns in future videos. Some of the pronouns have as much inflection as the personal pronoun, the demonstrative pronoun for example. Some have very little inflection and can be covered in 30 seconds. I suppose the next video I make will be on guitar playing or songwriting. I want to thank my patrons on Patreon. They are, among others, Benny Olsen, Graham Peebles, Michael Lewandowski, Juan Gonzalez, Tiffany Lee, Dean Cusey, Megan Badger, Kevin Krentkowski, Antoine McTarian, and Eddie DeWitt. I thank you for your attention, and until next time, cheers.